Welcome, welcome. Thank you for watching my webinar on how to open and grow a preschool business. My name is Yobi. I have worked as a consultant and a preschool director and owner for over 10 years now. And I am very excited to share my knowledge with you on how to start and grow your preschool business. All right, let's get straight to it. Here we go. Let me turn this on so you can see. Okay, perfect. Thanks. One of the questions I get the most is there still growth expected for preschool and childcare centers in New York? Because there's just so many, right? Um, and the short answer is yes. There are just a lot of children. And every school, even though there are so many schools, every school has a capacity. And we can't take everyone in any school. So there's still growth. And this is a report that's, I wrote it over here, IS World Industry Report. You can look it up. This is an old report though. It's published in 2017. That's when we just started, where the industry for childcare just kind of skyrocketed and boomed. But it's stated that high growth expected to 2022, mainly because of two income. A lot of families are dual income families where mom and dad are both working, or mom and mom, or dad and dad, two people are working. And grandparents are less likely willing to take care of their grandkids full time. And that kind of pushed the growth in childcare centers. And you'll see here, let's go on and see. This is a search that I did in 2017. I like to use 2017 because it really kind of shows the growth in a very short period of time. I did a search for a zip code near Flushing, and those are the schools that popped up in the zip code in a 5 mile radius. Since then, it has doubled because there's just a lot more families who are more willing to send their children to schools. Previously, families were sending their children to schools when they're 4-year-old or 3-year-old, and then it kind of trickled down to sending their children to school at 2-year-old, 1-year-old for infant programs. And we're seeing even younger children are sent to school, and it's just the norm. It's just part of our culture and norm now. Here we go. And another reason for this growth is there's just a lot more child daycare centers. Family daycare homes are um, centers or businesses that are run in homes, in someone's private homes. And centers are in commercial settings, and those are the two biggest difference. Another one of the main differences between family and centers are the ratio and capacity. Um, Group family homes allow up to 16 children, so you can care for only 16 children. And centers, preschool centers that are in commercial buildings, can go up, can have to start at 30 and can go up to 100, 150, 180 children, depending on how big of a space you have, right? Okay, so you want to start a preschool center. Good for you. It really creates a lot of flexibility. It's my favorite industry. Of course, I'm biased, but where do you start, right? First, the first thing you do is you have a business idea. And if you're watching this webinar, I think you might already be in the right place. You have a business idea and you really want to open this preschool program. So the next thing you want to do is find a location. Where am I? Can you see my cursor? Find a location. And right after you find a location, I have a whole course built on how to find a location, what is a good location, how do you know the location will be approved. Right after that, you want to establish your business and brand. What are you going to call your school? What philosophy are you going to follow? What are the hours? Just all of the details, and kind of figuring that out. The step after that would be seeking partnership and financial for growth and expansion. This is a part where you really want to think about, do I want to do this alone? Do I want to work with partners? And if I want to work with partners, how is the partnership going to split? I recommend all of my clients who are the first time they're doing this to work with a partner, to work with someone who has an education degree or background, or someone with a business background, that should be a good match. There's a lot of decision that has to be made, and it can get lonely if you're doing it on your own. So I do recommend getting a business partner as someone who you can trust or who you can work really well with to go in with you. Okay, and then as soon as you figure those few things out, the first thing you have to do after you find a location is do a site inspection. It's $200. You submit paperwork with the health department, and you will get a notice, a decision right on the spot to tell you if this location that you found is viable for a preschool center, whether it's your home or a commercial setting that you just found. Okay, and then all the fun stuff kind of triggers down the space setup, how you're going to design your space, what color are you going to paint the walls, what kind of table are you going to buy. It's really not difficult at all. It's very, very fun, and that's where the fun part comes. As soon as you find a location, you've decided you're going to do this, you know what you're going to do with in terms of partnership and how much you have and what is your budget, you're going to hire staff. You're going to hire some teachers to help you run your preschool center, right? Or you're going to make sure you have someone else to be with you as soon as your business grows. Preschool centers can grow really, really quickly. So you want to make sure you have someone ready to go to help you with your business. The final step here is recruit students, of course. What are you going to do when you don't have students? There's a whole course wrapped around how to recruit students, so don't you worry. Okay, let's take a look at some of the departments you have to work with to get your business license. Preschool centers and home daycares both require a license from the health department. These are the departments that you're going to work with: the Department of Buildings, Department of Health, the Education Department, Fire Department, and Department of Investigation. It's very scary. It can sound very scary, but it's not. These people are super nice people. They've done this hundreds and thousands of times. They're there to help you. All of this information can be found online, or you can always reach out to myself or my team member, and we'll walk you through these steps one by one. Typically, the buildings department will come first to check your building to see if you have a temporary CO or a final CO. And the certificate of occupancy will tell the buildings department if your building can be used as a childcare center. And that's basically it with the buildings department. They don't come to bother you. They are very easygoing as long as you follow the rules. And this is true for all of the departments that I mentioned here. I move on. The health department is the one who's going to be giving you the license after they've run through all of your checks to make sure you hire the right person, you have a director and home, you have all the trainings that you need, and you have a safety plan and all the nitty gritties. But those are also super straightforward. You submit the paperwork, they will ask you to edit a few things, and then you submit it again, and your consultant at the health department will walk you through step by step on what to do. And finally, about 6 months later, I like to say 6 months because that's the average time that I've seen from opening several centers. Um, some of them will take 9 months, some of them will take 3 or 4 months, but the average time to open a preschool center is about 6 months, right? The education department comes if you have to work with pre-K and 3K, and that will be explained later on. And Department of Investigation is where you get all the fingerprints and where your teachers will run all the background checks. And the fire department, they're very easy and very nice too, but they want to make sure you have all the fire sprinklers set up in your building, and your landlord will typically do that for you, or the fire department wants to come and see, do you have a fire extinguisher here? Do you maintain a fire drill log? And those are all pretty simple stuff. I just want to give you all the information now, what they will be looking for, so you know what you're dealing with coming into this business. But these people come maybe once every 6 months, once every year. So they're not always looking to mess with you. Okay. All right. Let's talk about location. I've worked with so many people who have asked, what is a good location? How do I even start? You want to find a good location. A good location would be a building that has windows, or it's near a public school. My favorite location are places that are new, that have a residential community, that has a large, nice playground nearby, that has a church nearby because you need that a church for evacuation purposes. Um, and I don't want my school to be near high schools or like warehouses. Those are all the stuff that will be explained more thoroughly in how to find a location course, that I'll show you if you're interested on learning more about it. But let's see. Once you find a location, you ask for the inspector to come and see the location before you do any work to it. My favorite locations are the ones that are new buildings. There are a ton of new buildings going up these days. There are a lot of new condos, and in the commercial space, they're often looking for someone either in medical or preschool, because we are a community-based business. So my favorite place is new buildings that have bright lighting, um, because these new buildings will allow you to design your space however you like it, and you can start all the paperwork fresh. It's just easier to work with, and landlords are more well, they're more willing to work with you in terms of what you like. And as soon as you find this place, you submit paperwork, pay $200, and have inspector come out and check your space. And the inspector will tell you, okay, this space works, you're good to go. Or the inspector will come out and tell you, no, this place does not work. Go and find yourself another place. And they will always give you a reason. And that's pretty easy. So there's no risk involved except for $200 and maybe 3 hours of your time. And as soon as your inspector said this place is good to go, you talk to your architect and you design your space. How many rooms? What room is going to be here? Where's the bathroom going to be at? And you design your classrooms and your bathroom and a place for your office and things like that. That's where the fun stuff goes. Okay. How do you ensure you can build a successful preschool program, right? Um, and one of the most important things I believe that make up a good preschool program is the staff. It's who you hire, it's the teachers that you're going to be spending all of your time with. Your director is someone who is representing your business, right? So it's staff, staff, and staff. Um, Staff before anything to me. It comes before your curriculum. Um, so you want to make sure your staff are someone that you can trust to keep your own babies with. As soon as you can find these people, I think you're going to be operating very, very smoothly. Now, if you're a family daycare owner, that person is going to be yourself. Like, how can you provide good customer service, good quality care? You are ensuring that the children in your care can be learning. So you have to find a curriculum. There's a ton of curriculum that you can look into. A lot of them can be purchased online, whether you're a Montessori school, a regular school, a bilingual school, or you want to do creative curriculum. All of this information can be found online, right? And it takes a little bit of training, but you read through it. Most of it is still ensuring that the child is striving, they're healthy, they're safe, and they're learning. And if you can promise these things to your parents and the families that you serve, you're going to be totally just fine. And another thing you want to keep in check, the top of your head, is compliance. You want to make sure you're always following compliance rules. Some of the compliance rules are pretty simple, right? You want to make sure that you are not understaffed. Of course, things happen and teachers call out, but you want to have a plan. Um, One of the main compliance um, rules that they look for is to see if you have enough teacher that's caring for the amount of students that you're serving. So for example, you're allowed 12 students in a preschool program center, to be with two teachers. And you want to make sure that you have two teachers at all time with 12 students. If one of them calls out and you have only one teacher with 12 students, that teacher is going to get incredibly stressed for that day, because it's not easy to watch 12 children 12 2-year-olds with one adult, right? So you want to make sure you know what to do in situations like that. And um, that's really not something that should hold you back as well. You want to make sure you have enough staff or your directors can go into the room. These are very, very easy um, things to just pay attention to. And as soon as you get some experience, meet with a coach, or take the online course on what to do, none of this should set you from opening that preschool center of your dream. Okay, it's honestly a pretty simple process. I don't want to um, kind of simple it down, but after doing this for so many years, it's really not that hard, right? You can have someone help you find a location, negotiate the lease, submit the paperwork for inspection, build and equip the center, and just hand you the keys for management, making sure this door is open at the time that you said you were open. A lot of people are opening at 8 a.m. Some people like to open at 7:30, and you want to make sure every child is picked up by the right person that they should be picked up at the end of the day. And hopefully no one gets hurt and everyone is learning and are happy. And that's majority of a preschool business. All right. So should you open one? Should you buy one? Are you thinking about selling education business? This is something we do every day. We have open school, help our clients sell their schools, and help clients buy different schools. That's just something, if you don't want to open a school from scratch, what do? You can consider buying a preschool center. Now, let's talk about this online course. If you're interested in learning a little bit more, there's 6 simple steps. And if you haven't already, make sure you send us an email or fill out the form so you can get the 6 simple steps to opening your preschool center. And this is the 6 steps. Um, it will walk you through step by step on what to do to ensure you have a successful business. The first course, these courses are only $199. And because you took this webinar, you will be qualified for 50% off on your first class. We like to start with how to open a preschool location by looking for the preschool locations and how much can you really make, what are the regulations, what are the compliance that you need to know, and it walks you through these 6 major um, milestones that you have to meet in order for you to run an incredibly successful preschool business. And I thank you for watching this webinar. I know it's short. I know you can't really get all the information that you need to open a preschool business in 20 minutes. But this is a start. I'm really, really happy that you were here. And I hope that the 20 minutes added some value to your planning for opening a preschool business. And if you need more information, these information can be attainable online or just a click away by your email. So don't forget, send us that email now and sign up for the class. And if you have any questions, you can always find one of us. Myself and my team will be there to answer any of your questions for the next 24 hours. If you sent it to the contact page, we'll hope to see you soon and good luck. Be safe. Bye bye.